Welcome to the printing office at Franklin Court. We'd like to think if Franklin were to walk through the doors, he would recognize all the equipment in here and he'd want to get right to work. Franklin was a printer as a career. He retired at the age of 42, went on to do a lot of other things that we know him for: politics, science experiments, inventions. But none of those things would have been possible without printing. A lot of the things that Franklin printed, he came up with himself. He had the Poor Richard's Almanac, which came out every year. He wrote or collected a lot of the interesting quotes and narratives. He filled it with interesting characters, and he used cliffhangers to get people to want to buy the next year's edition. Franklin had his own newspaper as well, the Pennsylvania Gazette, which sold on a weekly subscription. It would have looked similar to one we have from Colonial Williamsburg. As you can see, it's only on one sheet of paper, but folded up into 4 pages. Franklin knew exactly how many newspapers he was going to print every week. Once Franklin had his ideas down on paper, he'd put his thoughts together in our composing area, which is on the other side of the printing office, using a composing stick, which would have looked similar to this. As you can see, the letters have been put in upside down. They're also backwards, so that when they print, it creates a mirror image. Now, all of the spell check, grammar check, and the pretty alignment that you see in the final version, Franklin had to do all of that by hand. And as you can see, most of the letters would have been very tiny type. Once you've got everything together, most of the work continues on the printing press. We'll start with the paper. Paper was made from old rags, rag paper, made from old linen cloths. Franklin and his wife Deborah regularly collected old rags, sold them off to paper mills, and from that their paper was made. The ink beaters come next. This is how you apply your ink onto the type. The ink is made from tree sap, linseed oil, and lamplight, or soot from the fireplace. Different ingredients can be substituted to create different colors, but just like today, most printers would have used black ink. Now we're going to fold the paper over on top of the typeset, push it under this wooden block, and when we pull this lever, of course, the ink is being pressed into the paper. Printing would normally be a 2-person operation at least. You'd have one person inking the press while the other person is setting the paper. You had to work together well, and you had to work quickly because you were expected to get one sheet out in 15 seconds. And the average printing press was expected to get out about 1,000 pages a day. Now, as you can see, all that work went into one sheet of paper. But we can break this paper up into several pages, which is exactly what we'll do when it dries. We'll let the paper dry overnight. We have another press in the back that we'll put it on to smooth out any of the wrinkles. We'll cut it up, and then just like Franklin here in the Franklin Court printing office, we sell everything we print.